in the land of the Dudua. If the Jews have the gift of prophecy, it was because of the Igbo of Africa. And I dare say, I hear the Igbo say that they came from Israel. No, it is the Israelites that moved away from Igbo land into Israel. I hear the Igbo say that they worship like the Jews. No, it is the Jews that worship like the Igbo. And I say this not only and not to romanticize our culture and our tradition, but to remind us that for a long time we have judged ourselves too harshly, that the time has now come that we must recognize ourselves for who we are. You know, I told you that our civilization was interrupted, but even when it was interrupted, we were always alive to the fact that we must regain our self-esteem. And indeed, we regained our self-esteem. And today, as I speak to you, Africa has 55 artificial boundaries. We have come here today to dramatize the artificiality of those boundaries so that we may have that day when I can move from Nairobi, Kenya to Lagos in Nigeria without the necessity of a visa. I look forward to those days. I look forward to the days when I can move from Johannesburg in South Africa to Bangui in Central African Republic without the necessity of a visa. I look forward to the day when I shall move from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and I only have one currency to contend with, not 38 currency. I look forward to that day. I look forward to that day when egusi soup will be consumed in West Africa as it is consumed in Nigeria. I look forward to that day. I look forward to the day when Hollywood and Bollywood will no longer have a place in our television, and Nollywood and Riverwood and Bongowood would be what we watch. I look forward to those days. I look forward to the days when we shall celebrate Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie and not other authors. I look forward to that day. And I'm reminding ourselves and the young men and women who are present in this assembly that that can happen and that will happen, but that we must work at it. Oh, fellow Africans, how it pains me times without number when I see young men and women moving from Banjul in the Gambia, from Cotonou and Lomé, from Monrovia and Freetown, from Accra in Ghana, from Lagos, crossing the Sahara and meeting their death in the Mediterranean in search of some greener pasture, yet the pasture is greener on this side. I look forward to the day when Africans will be treated with dignity at every airport in the world. I look forward to that day. And that is why we are here in Okija, to remind ourselves that we have the ability, that we have both the intellectual wherewithal, that we have the capability and the capacity not only of demonstrating to ourselves, but demonstrating to the world that we can achieve it. And Okija, in a manner of speaking, is the beginning of that journey. A journey that started 5 years ago. You know, I do not possess the prophetic gift of the Egugus of Igbo land, but I am able to look at the future. And when I look at that future, and I use the face of Okija as my vantage points, I see many things. I see Africa rising. I see Africa rising in agriculture. I see jollof rice and rice that is consumed in Nigeria, being produced in Nigeria, and being produced in Ghana, and being produced in Senegal. I see that. I see yams and plantains being produced in Nairobi, Kenya, and in Ethiopia. I see that. I see the beautiful clothes that are worn by Nigerians not being made in the Netherlands, but being made in Kaduna in Nigeria. I see that. I see the beautiful things that are being done in this part of the world happening here. This morning, when I had the privilege and advantage at once of visiting the O.B. Jackson Women and Children's Hospital, and I saw the state of the art, and I saw how lifeless children were regaining life, I am convinced that time is coming when no Nigerian will visit the United States of America to receive treatment. I see and look forward to